Dear God, way up in heaven, won't you hear my humble plea? Watch over Daddy on the highway and bring him home to Mom and me. This truck driver was making plans one night to start out on his job, a long trip. He was sitting there talking with his wife, planning for the future, hoping for all the joys and the good things that life could bring. But not 1 minute did Daddy forget about his precious little boy. He'd already gone to bed. So when the time come for Daddy to start down the road, he told Mama, he said, well, I believe I'll go in and kiss little Billy Joe goodbye before I leave, as I always do. Thinking that he'd be asleep, he tiptoed in there and opened the door, and this is what he saw. Little Billy Joe was down the side of his bed on his knees. He hadn't forgot that Daddy had to leave tonight to go to work either. He knew he was going to drive that big red truck that he'd seen so many times. And this is the prayer that he heard little Billy Joe say. Dear God, way up in heaven, won't you hear my humble plea? Watch over Daddy on the highway and bring him home to Mom and me. The little boy went on. He said, Dear Lord, I know that the road out there where Daddy travels is dangerous. It's rough. But you know, as small as I am, I know too that my Daddy can do his stuff. I guess, Lord, without Daddy, that me and Mommy just about have to steal. So please, God, watch over Daddy while he steers that big wheel. Daddy stood there for a minute. His eyes was wet and misty. Then he turned away from the room. But little then did he know that a wreck that very night would take his life. But in heaven I believe he knew too that someday he'd meet his darling little Billy Joe.